This episode is brought to you by Resy and American Express. Resy is a digital platform that connects restaurants to restaurant lovers by elevating dining experiences, providing original industry content, and helping to fill some of the country's most exciting dining rooms. Because restaurants have always been more than just places to eat. The amazing world of restaurants is just a few taps away in the Resy app and at resy.com.
Every Who down in Who Newville liked the holidays a ton. But where to get great prices on gifts, they had no idea. None. They searched and they searched for great gifts under $25. Gifts for spouses and friends and even their toddlers. When suddenly one Who shouted, Walmart has what you want, knowing they have Lego, Tree Hut, and low prices to flaunt. So they enjoy the holiday season as Who's often do. Cheering and shouting, Walmart has incredible gifts. Who knew? Find gifts they'll love under $25 at Walmart.
New Yorkers are the hardest diners in the world. They have the most experience going to the most places around the country and the world. So they're the most discerning, and they're the least patient. So when you combine the most discerning and least patient, that's a hard guest.
This is Taste. I'm your host, Matt Rothbard. Rich Torrisi is a prolific New York City chef and empire builder behind some of the most buzzed about restaurants in the United States, including Parm, Sadelle's, The Pool, Carbone, and his most personal venture, Torrisi. I was such a fan of Rich's breakout restaurant, Torrisi Italian Specialties, which opened at 250 Mulberry Street in 2009. What a restaurant. On this episode, Rich takes the Resy questionnaire, and we find out so much about his point of view on restaurants, innovation, and hospitality as a whole. This is such a great conversation. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Rich Torrisi, welcome to This Is Taste. How are you?
Doing great, Matt.
So before we get to the Resy questionnaire, I just want to hear about Torrisi, your namesake restaurant.
I mean, it's an exciting time with Torrisi. We've reinvested in the kitchen. When we took that space, which was the Chef's Club, we basically, made everything work for us, just kind of forced it to work, and band-aided a lot of scenarios. So it's kind of cool now to go back and put in a beautiful kitchen that's perfectly designed for how we cook and what we need. That also looks beautiful in the room and gives just a whole nother level of theater, being our only open kitchen as well.
Yeah.
So we put that in 5 days ago. It looks spectacular. We worked really, really hard. We put a new lounge in towards the front of the room.
Oh, very nice.
And we worked really, really hard to basically bring the bar room up to the level of the back room. So to where there's not one single, call it bad seat. We've added a rare spirits list at the bar. We redid the bar and added hundreds of very rare spirits in a book that you can enjoy either at the table or in this lounge. We now have a place where people can sit before the meal, after the meal, hang out a little bit. Where before, we had those standing tables and we got rid of those.
Yeah.
And everyone thought we added more seats. We actually have less seats than we ever had. What we do there is we pretty much do, 180 to 200 people every night, whether it's Monday or Saturday or whether it's January.
You sold out.
It's the same number every single night, right? So our goal was every month, every week, every day, how can we do these 200 people better than we did yesterday? Me getting this space in doing this is I feel like I'm finally in a spot where I can focus on making this place better. I've always wanted to have a restaurant that I would just be able to keep going, and with the team that I have there, and how we develop and how we stay inspired, and how we can evolve our food and say different things and do meaningful things, right? So it's really a blessing to have this space, and it couldn't be a better space, and we got it at the beginning of COVID. We would have you never get a space like that unless there's some type of calamity or emergency, right? And because we did it on a shoestring budget in the beginning of COVID, when we weren't capitalized with these types of things, my thing is now is, all right, well, we did it, we proved that it works on the highest level. Now let's go back and do what we would have done if we were building a flagship restaurant in the Puck Building. Every little thing that we would have done if our budget was 3x, 4x, I'm going through slowly and going through and making those changes and just making it better.
So, Rich, are you ready to take the Resy questionnaire?
100%.
Okay, this is like a little This Is Your Life. I feel like, and I'm so happy it's you because there's a lot of elements to cover. What is the favorite thing you've ever cooked?
That's really hard for me to answer because for me, cooking is at its best a spontaneous mood.
Yeah.
And it's how I feel in a moment being somewhere, whether it's at a garden or a market or a fish market. It's like, how excited can I get about this one thing right now?
Right.
That's the way that I cook. If I was going to say over the years, like, what do I come back to? Like, I always love, the simple act of roasting a chicken. Or now that I have a smoker outside, like smoke roasting a chicken. Or I love cooking big, thick, dry Italian noodles. Like paccheri, or doing like a classic amatriciana with a really thick paccheri and serving it in a big pot, But between those two things I come back to, it's a lot. It's it's a moody situation for me, cooking.
Your favorite meal from childhood?
Well, childhood for me was the meals I ate at home. I just ate these great Italian meals, these big, great Italian meals, whether it was at my grandmother's house or different family members' house. My grandma made a lot of good things. I would say her chickpea soup and her escarole, which we're working on right now to bring this dish back.
You are? Oh, yeah. From Grandma's recipe?
Yeah, from the escarole and chickpea soup. We're working on this right now. And, it's the classic. I mean, for her, it was really just like, for me, it was like her baked ziti and her meat sauce on the table. Like, that meal that she would just make most often was just baked ziti and meat sauce on the side.
A kitchen tool or equipment you cannot live without?
Simple wooden spoon.
Interesting. What size?
I love all sizes, but I like the medium small size the best. Like the one that it's big enough for a rondo, but it's small enough for the smaller pots. And when it's made out of the right quality, like high quality wood, you can it really is just an extension of your hand, or you can feel the food in your hand.
Which side is more important on a wooden spoon?
I don't know if there's a more important.
Okay.
I mean, the part that you're eating out of, I guess.
Good answer. What is your favorite cookbook?
There's so many books that have been, influential for me. I mean, White Heat is still one of my favorite all-time books.
You return to White Heat, Marco Pierre White?
Loved. I mean, that book really spoke to me, and just in terms of all the reasons why I would want to become a high-level professional chef were in that book. The rawness and the purity, and also his attention to the guest and hospitality. And he's one of the few chefs, old school chefs from back then that really spoke about the business behind restaurant and hospitality, which I feel something that I feel is totally very lost on the modern day.
Did you ever interact with Marco Pierre White? Have you ever?
I have once. I think I met him at an event very briefly. Yeah. A long time ago. When I was like Torrisi, when I was just,
oh, really? Before working. Yeah. What is your drink of choice?
Drink of choice, tomato martini.
Tell me about it.
We just started making those at Torrisi. Put it on the menu last month. We pickled cherry tomatoes. We had these, we were working with some of these pickled cherry tomatoes from the pickle guy. That we've been buying his pickles for like 2 decades now.
So cool that you can collab with the pickle guy.
Yeah. Well, we were inspired by his cherry tomato. We didn't collab with him. We're inspired by his cherry tomato, and so we pickled our own, which they're great because you still have that pop and they have the texture, super sour. And we took vodka and we cold infused it with actually dried green tomatoes to get more of that kind of a little bit underripe, that freshness and that feeling of acidity from the green tomato. And we basically serve the chilled green tomato vodka, touch of vermouth, super cold, deep freezer cold, and with just a few of these pickled cherry tomatoes, and you eat the cherry tomato. It's super sour, and it's like refreshing.
Yeah.
You drink a martini, it's like it's like you drink 3 of these, like you wouldn't even.
It doesn't read like super savory either. It doesn't like hit you over the head.
No, definitely not.
I like that.
Definitely not. There's a touch of salt in there, like saline quality, but like there's a lot of the fruit.
You think about tomato juice and you're like, that's not going to work for a martini. It's smart.
Yeah, I mean, because the juice. Yeah, I mean, it's hard because a martini is straight booze.
Yeah, exactly.
So it has to really come through on the infusion. If it doesn't,
yeah, you're lost.
Yeah.
What is your favorite food movie?
Food movie, when I think of my favorite food movies, I think of Babette's Feast. I think of Eat, Drink, Man, Woman. I think of Willy Wonka. I think that's a food movie.
100% a food movie.
Food movie. That's what comes to mind.
Big one for you. What's your favorite pizza in New York right now?
I got to go with the Industry Pizza guys. Nick and Massimo. Those are my guys. And I love how light and flavorful their pizza is. And their pizza is what me and my chefs talk about, Torrisi, what we always strive for.
Cool.
Is we always strive for the biggest, most brilliant, beautiful flavors while concurrently being light. And to me, that's what great cooking is. Have to have both.
100% agree. Well said.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can hit people over the head with flavor, but if that texture and that heaviness offsets that flavor.
Yeah. Fatigue.
Fatigue is a word.
Quick.
Exactly.
Your palate gets fatigued quick. It's not interesting.
That's very good. List 4 industry people, living or dead, who you would want to cook for at a dinner party.
Julia Child, definitely. Like I always, just to read her books and watch her show as a kid, like I feel like I never met, but I miss the most. I just feel that.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I had the luxury of doing Bourdain's show a few times and cooking for him, but that never gets old because the conversation's so interesting. Mm-hmm. So I put him in there. I want to cook for one of these like really old school French chefs from like
Trois Gros or going back further?
Further.
Further.
I'd be so curious what these old masters would think of my food.
Yeah, Scoffier, Cesar Ritz, those kind
of. Yeah, I'd be like, if you could just time travel back and like serve them what I'm making right now. It's like, what would he think of this?
What do you think Scoffier would think about a night at Torrisi?
I think it would be, for them to put together the layers, it would be a bit confusing for them.
Yes.
Thinking about, because it's so Torrisi's so interwoven into the neighborhood and the city and the building. And if you didn't live through that era or know that, it's kind of like what. But I also think that he would really like our most simple dishes that require no explanation.
Yeah.
Because they're pure.
Because that's the way they cooked back then. I mean, it was a singular dish. It wasn't about the garnish. Yeah. It wasn't about idea. It's about ingredient and a place and what they do with that place, with that thing. Yeah. Today's episode is brought to you by Our Place. Are you still using that set of pots and pans from college? The non-stick saute pan with the coating rubbing off? Hear me out. It might be time for an upgrade. I recently went on a search for the perfect saute pan and landed on the Our Place website. I liked how their cookware looked. It was minimal, though functional, with a color palette that matched my own aesthetic. And I really liked that they make better kitchen products that are simply better for you. Our Place makes high-performance, toxin-free cookware. It's that simple. Their products are made without forever chemicals like PFAS and PTFEs. I had to Google that, and man, that stuff is nasty. So you can cook confidently without wondering what's in your pan. Stop cooking with toxic cookware and upgrade to Our Place today. Visit FromOurPlace.com/taste and use code TASTE for 10% off site-wide. With a 100-day risk-free trial, free shipping and returns, you can experience this game-changing cookware with zero risk. That's FromOurPlace.com/taste and use code TASTE for 10% off site-wide. Today's episode is brought to you by ButcherBox. As a food writer, I can be a little skeptical about subscription cooking boxes you hear all about on podcasts. There's big talk about cooking simplicity, but you're usually left with disappointment after smashing that promo code. ButcherBox is a true exception. I was sent a box of premium beef and pork and was blown away by the quality and variety. There was 100% grass-fed pasture-raised ribeye, tri-tip, and ground sirloin for my favorite at-home smash burger recipe. George Moats, you better watch your back. For pork, they sent me a beautiful center-cut pork loin for slow roasting. I was super impressed, and I haven't even talked about the ribs, which I cooked in my Instant Pot. There was a rub of salt, white pepper, and togarashi, and I pressure-cooked with water and apple cider vinegar. It was incredible. These ButcherBox ribs are amazing. For nearly a decade, ButcherBox has led the industry with meat and seafood that's antibiotic-free. As an exclusive offer, our listeners can get free protein in every box for a year, plus $20 off your first box when you go to butcherbox.com/taste. Visit butcherbox.com/taste to get this limited time offer and free shipping always. That's butcherbox.com/taste. Don't forget to use our link so they know we sent you. It's gift-giving season, and let me ask you, are you struggling? Is there somebody in your family who always gives the best gift, the gift everybody is talking about over brioche French toast after the gifts have been opened? This year, that could be you with Aura Frames. Aura Frames are great. They sent me one to check out, and it was really cool and dumb simple to set up. I loaded photos using the app, and it was displaying them instantly. There are no limits to the amount of photos you can load, and you can customize messages with each photo. And here's the deal. You can preload an Aura frame with photos and have it directly sent to that special person in your life, gift wrapped and all. There will be no price tag, and you can include a personalized message. Think about it. All those photos from this past summer's family reunion delivered in a digital frame. That is pretty cool. For a limited time, visit auraframes.com and get $45 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames, named #1 by Wirecutter, by using promo code TASTE at checkout. That's AURA frames.com, promo code TASTE. This exclusive Black Friday, Cyber Monday deal is their best of the year, so order now before it ends. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. What's been your greatest restaurant experience of your life so far?
It's probably Etchebari.
Nice.
It's probably it's also the way that we experience Etchebari. We always book the patio and we'll basically have like a 6-hour lunch. Sit on the patio overlooking the mountain. Not inside, not like the tasting menu thing. Mm-hmm. Just sit on the patio overlooking the mountain, open up the best wines, and just let chef cook for us those, like, to me, the Etchebari is like it's kind of like an omakase experience. It's almost like the cooked version of sushi where it's like ingredients are unbelievable and they're just all barely touched and they're so pure and they're so flavorful and they're so incredible. And the chef never comes close to getting in the way of the ingredients. Mm-hmm. Like a sushi chef, he's an ambassador of great ingredients, not necessarily like, look how creative this is. Mm-hmm. It's more like, look how amazingly tasty. I'm so proud to serve you these ingredients in my super authentic environment. Mm-hmm. Right? To me, like, that experience is so layered in the most beautiful, authentic way. What's most important is it's just the most delicious as well. It's truly, truly delicious. And every level of the experience, the ambiance, the place, the setting, the cook, the way it cooks is just so pure, effortless and beautiful. And like, to me, that's the hardest.
His touch with beef is...
His touch with all his ingredients is like, it's very Japanese. It's just it's super minimal, super sophisticated. And the environment's so humble, and he's so humble. And that, you don't see that. You just don't, particularly, over here, you don't see it a lot.
How often do you get to go there? Is this like a pretty...
I've probably been there more. I've been to that restaurant more than I've been to any, outside of like the sushi thing that I do, because that's the thing that I do the most is go eat sushi. When I'm going out to eat, it's probably at least 30 to 40% of the time I'm eating sushi. But Shout out to Tadashi Yoshida.
Tadashi.
My favorite sushi chef in New York City.
Very cool.
In the United States. That's, for me, that's what, I've probably been there over 10 times.
Love that.
Yeah. I've probably been there about a dozen times.
That's
in
incredible.
the past 15 years. Almost once a year.
What is your greatest professional achievement?
For me, playing off that thread of what I was just talking about, I feel that it's the ability to, with no ego, the ability to weave soul into fine dining, which is one of the most difficult things to do, I think. And I think I'm doing it particularly, this is a Torrisi thing. I obviously have a bunch of different places, but this is specific to Torrisi, I think. To weave soul into fine dining and to have those soulful aspects be indigenous and meaningful to New York City, which is a place I feel isn't, arguably the best food city in the world, but in fine dining in particular, has always been lacking places that New York could really say is an indigenous New York City place. It's either Japanese or it's French or it's like eclectic American, which usually ends up being French.
Yeah.
But you don't really see this is New York City.
Yeah, between you, Jeff, and Mario, you guys, that's like your North Star, is creating these restaurants that are definitively New York, even when not in New York. How do you, the three of you, how do you talk about this? Because New York's changing too. Oh. And I don't think your restaurants are necessarily pastiche or looking at the past in a comical, hyperbolic way. You're evolving. Torrisi's a very modern restaurant.
Yeah.
But you still are very much rooted in New York. How do you balance that?
I'd say it's not, where we are today, it's not the same North Star for the company with the size we are today and the different things that we do today. But that is our foundational, we're all New Yorkers, and that's our foundational inspiration. And we all felt that way about fancy New York restaurants when we were just starting out in our 20s. We all felt this this thing was missing. This thing, like our town, is missing in this realm. It's everything about what all these other countries and chefs from all over. It's all about all these other things, but what happens here. And we always saw a gigantic. The first Torrisi really just the way the city embraced that restaurant from the second it opened. It was very clear. It was very clear that New Yorkers got that instantly. This is something that we can call our own. This is what we do here, and it's being done at a very high quality level like that. So that was just the feedback, and the momentum was so instant that we never really needed to think about it. It was just the natural flow.
Like that thought. If you could go back in time, which restaurant would you dine at?
I think I'd just go back to what I was saying before, these old school, really, really old French guys. I wouldn't want to be dining at a restaurant. I'd want to be at a table. Yeah. The kings and queens table at Antoine Carême cooking in the 1700, whatever that time period was. Maybe it was earlier. I think it was 1700s. Yeah. I'd want to be a part of one of these bacchanalian feasts and see when we're having this feast of a lifetime. We're bringing in the Duke
with many beasts
of Windsor, and we've captured beasts from here, and the chef is gonna create something over the top that he's never done before, and we're bringing in all these royals, those types of things, where I feel now a lot of these things are as boring as they could be. You go to these giant event halls for when visiting delegations come in, and you just get fed the steak and peppercorn sauce and a bronzino, with a salad, and it's not, it's not really a thing. But I feel centuries ago, particularly in the food-forward countries that are really like France, Yeah, even Asia, like they make a huge deal out of like everyone coming in. Like we gotta have, like you said, like a beast. Like we gotta bring out this beast, and we're gonna cut it up a certain way. And I feel like they do all these over the top culinary things. That's what I want to experience. I'd like to go back in a time machine and experience something like that. Just be a guest at that table.
I love this picture that you painted. I mean, back then, there's nothing. There's no electricity.
Yeah.
So like as a visiting dignitary or an important person, you walk into a hall.
Yeah.
And you've never experienced this.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Karem? How do you think Karem was as a boss?
I read a decent amount about him.
Yeah.
Like they were cooking everything somewhat on charcoal. Like their kitchens. Like people think these kitchens are hot now. Like those guys, they were cooking in front of charcoal, like just totally drenched in sweat at all times. Like the kitchen was way harder to work in. I mean, like anyone that's great is on some certain level a perfectionist. And when you add the greatness and the perfectionist, and you add extreme environment, pace, speed, heat, fire, knives, sharp, you get a lot of intense, crazy people.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that.
But back then, it was obviously an important role in society to be the cook for the king.
Well, only, I think, could be only in France.
Yeah. The earliest restaurants we're talking about, too. Like the first time these formalized menus were presented.
France is the first country where chefs became famous.
Yeah.
Or they had like a standing in society that was respected. Everybody else just a servant.
Yeah, it was a peasant job.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is your wish for the restaurant industry?
I feel like hospitality isn't taken seriously enough in our business. And I think it's a lot of reason why some really smart, talented people don't maybe go as far as they should or think they should go. It's because, what we do is hospitality. We're not, there's a level of art in food, of course. It's a bit more of a craft, but there's definitely a level of artistry. But like we don't need an atelier like a vanilla box, just hang up paintings and stare at them. Like it's a different thing. We feed people, like take care of people, like we serve them, And I think that's either not taken seriously enough, or it's looked at as a means and end to an end to do it excellent, but not because you actually really want to take care of the person. Mm-hmm. And I don't think enough people in the business, myself included, when I first started, I wasn't one of the type of people that were really wanted to take care of people. I turned into a hospitality person over the years of taking care of people. But when I first started, I really didn't want to take care of anybody. And I was more towards the group I'm like talking about right now. Because I feel like I have the right to talk about it because I used to be one of them.
Yeah.
But if you don't, if you're not in the business for the right reasons, like if you don't love to be in your restaurant, like if you people make restaurants that they themselves don't want to live inside of or be in, which to me is I was talking about with you before, which is to me so insane, because you usually in this business, particularly in New York, only get one shot, right? To prove yourself, to get your name out there, and to make a place that is more about getting your food and respected on a higher level than anything else. It's like the chances of that plate being a great restaurant is like almost not even 1%. Because a great restaurant is about great hospitality. It's about great ambiance. It's about it's great service. It's taking care of people. It's making great food. It's making great food that people are going to love to eat. So I feel that a lot of chefs and restaurateurs, particularly in fine dining, those things they don't think they can come together. They don't think you can be creative, serve the exact food that you want to serve, but also have it be things people really want to eat. And I think you can have it all. I think you can combine all those things, and you can have a great ambiance, and you can serve food that people want to eat, but you don't have to compromise yourself and your creativity as well. I think it is possible to be done. So I would just love the talents that are out there and the next generation, the current generation, to think more about that, because I want to go to their restaurants and have great experiences. I don't want to go out to new restaurants and not have good experience. I want to have great experiences. I want to be as excited as ever to go out. And I think it's just the intention. I feel
it needs to be placed on the hospitality part of it, and building this living room feeling versus
that is your dream.
The operating room feeling
versus the operating room. It's a place that you're dying to be. You would rather be nowhere else. To see your guests, to take care of them, to cook the food that you want to cook. Like it should be a living, alive, kinetic place, not a place that you can't wait to leave and go to some other fun restaurant that you want to go to.
You get that at Torrisi. You get that in the Puck building. I mean, you enter the door, you've got a doorman, you've got a maitre d', you've got a server, you've got a bartender, and they're touching your tables in many different ways. They're touching your lives, I'll say.
100%. That's our goal. That's what
I recognize that. I recognize that. Your restaurants recognize that, of course, at Carbone, too, which, of course, has the legendary service. So.
We talk about it all the time. Not a week goes by we don't talk about it.
It's challenging, though, right, Rich? I mean,
super challenging. I mean, New Yorkers are the hardest diners in the world. You know, they go the most places. You know, they have the most experience going to the most places around the country and the world. So they're the most discerning, and they're the least patient. So when you combine the most discerning and least patient, you know, that's a hard guest, you know?
Yeah, there's always a ticking clock.
Yeah.
With a New York guest.
It's always, you know, you're really running there.
Yeah.
But like, you know, our goal is to like, our highest goal, we have this written down, is to make one of your life moments, to make one of your best life moments, make a moment that you'll never forget.
Yeah.
That is our number one goal. Make moments you'll never forget when you come in. And you might not know, but like, that's what we're working towards.
Yeah.
And if we could do that, like that's what we talk about in our pre-meals, and we get inspired by each other to do that for the guests.
What do you do well?
I think I have a super analytical mind. That's highly active, and you know, it's data driven, it's picture driven, it's you know, and I think I'm a really good editor. I think I'm a really good synthesizer and editor. I think I can bring things together that might not seem to go together, or an idea of a way to synthesize ideas to make them simpler and cleaner. And I think I'm good at taking things out that are unnecessary.
What do you wish you could do better?
Control myself and the pace that I work at. I'd love to have more control over myself.
You have a tendency to run hot, to go fast.
Run hot, like tortoise in the hare.
Yeah.
The hare. Run hot, smash into a wall, calm down, get energy back. Run hot, smash into a wall. You know, so I'd love, and I've been working on it for years. I'd love to not live that pattern for the rest of my life.
How have you been able to slow down, not run into the wall?
I take myself out of New York City. It's simple as that. I can't spend too many weeks in a row in New York City, and I believe the best way to stay in New York and to evolve in New York, to live here and not have to leave. You see so many people over the years that leave. I think the only real way is to each year spend a little bit less time in the city and spend more time growing lifestyles that are maybe in a binary way on the other side of the equation. And for me, the one that I have the most of, that I've spent a lot of time growing for about 10 years now, is my Montauk life. And it's a nature-driven life. It's a cooking, you know, it's about life on the outdoors. For me, that's the, you know, life connected with nature. When I cook out there, I enjoy peeling an onion slow. I just enjoy slow cooking.
Like home cooking. This is for you and your friends.
And the speed that I do it at is usually just so slow. And I put the music on, I cook for family and friends, and I do everything slow, and I enjoy every bit of it. Peeling vegetables, I enjoy it. Whatever it is. And that kind of brings me back to the craft. I have enough of those elements. I come back to New York, and it refreshes me.
If you could eat through a city for a day, where would you go?
I mean, selfishly, I think we're in the best city to eat across.
Correct answer, my friend. That would be my answer.
It just is, you know. There's the variety, the levels from casual to high end.
Yeah.
The layers, the options, and the proximity in which they all are. I think New York's the best.
Plus a subway connecting it all.
Yeah, you don't have to even get in a car.
You don't even have to get in a car.
Easy city to move around.
Yeah, you can get on a bike. You can walk. How about that? You can walk. You can walk
which is
around.
Which is the best way.
That's a great answer. I feel Tokyo gets hit up a lot on that question, but I think New York is the answer.
Tokyo's great for that.
Tokyo's great too. The one thing you can't resist splurging on when you go out to dinner.
The things that I've probably, and I'm okay saying no to anything. Like I never feel bad or like, oh, I don't want to get the supplement or whatever. I never have emotion towards yes or no. I just do what I want. But I mean, I've never said no to a sushi chef during omakase who's like, guess what clam I have, or guess where I got the sea urchin from, or like whatever he's selling me. Like I never even consider would I not get this. It's like, of course, give it to me.
And that's why dining at Torrisi is so fun, because you're always throwing that at your guests.
Yeah, well, you have
the chalkboard.
We have the board, and that's it keeps it fresh for us too.
Yeah,
to fill that up, it's exciting.
If you're like me, your skin needs some extra care this time of year. All that cooking for family and friends has me busy dipping into my favorite cookbooks.
And Matt, I've been spending so much time in the kitchen trying to perfect my roast chicken. How hot it is all the time, it's doing a number on my skin.
Yeah, man, I've been working through a bunch of these new cookbooks, including David Leibowitz's re-release of Ready for Dessert. Now, I've been eyeing his nectarine raspberry upside-down gingerbread cake, and I made a couple batches of his buckwheat chocolate chip cookies. Honestly, the cookies turned out great, but in the end, all that time with the flour and the dough, my skin is a wreck. That's why I've continued to rely on OneSkin. I love their OS1 body formula, and it's been invaluable to have a daily routine that delivers both powerful skincare and longevity benefits, all in just a few simple steps. OneSkin also just launched their limited edition holiday sets, including the Nightly Rewind gift set, which is one of those rare gifts that's both impressive and genuinely useful, providing an upgrade to anyone's nightly routine. Featuring their best-selling face moisturizer and their new peptide lip mask, each component of the set is designed to work together as your body enters its natural nightly repair mode, helping renew skin at the cellular level for a stronger, smoother, and more resilient skin. For a limited time, try OneSkin for 15% off using promo code TASTEPOD at oneskin.co. That's promo code TASTEPOD at oneskin.co.
Dripping in gold? That's cool. Dripping in Velveeta's supremely creamy golden cheesiness? That's respect. Elevate your drip with Velveeta's range of outrageously delicious dips and dishes. Shells, cheese, melty blocks, and heat and eat queso that go all in on indulgence. Flex on your fam with a creamy, cheesy masterpiece and go all in on what you love with Velveeta. Respect the drip and satisfy your cravings. Bring home the drip with Velveeta.
Your planet is now marked for death.
Marvel Studios' The Fantastic Four First Steps is now streaming on Disney+.
We will protect you.
As a family.
Light him up, Johnny!
Marvel's first family is certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes.
That is fantastic.
And critics say it's one of the best superhero movies of all time.
Oh!
Marvel Studios' The Fantastic Four First Steps, now streaming on Disney+. Rated PG-13.
What time is it, Ben? It's clobber time!
What do you value most in restaurants?
I go back to hospitality.
Yeah.
Like how they treat guests. Like when I go in a restaurant, I look to feel like I can feel the training and I can feel the, what they're putting emphasis on, and when they're talking to me or having me and when it's pure and it's really about the guest experience, but they're also doing something great. That's what I always hope. That's what I'm always so hopeful that I will encounter. Mm-hmm. Like a pure, authentic hospitality experience when the service, matches up everything that they're doing, and then you get the good ambiance. Like that's what I'm always hopeful I'll encounter.
It's your last meal on Earth. What are you eating?
Well, I'm either doing a sushi experience with my favorite sushi chef. I'm doing the Echibari meal. Yeah. Probably doing that because that's like, I'm telling you, these are like 6-hour lunches. These are like, there's so much wine, so long, so beautiful. You sit there all day. You have, it's like 3 meals in one. You talk people you love, But I could also do like, I could do like fried dumplings. I could just do dumplings. I could just go on I could just do like a dumpling tour. Oh. Because I just love, since I was a kid, I love dumplings so much. I love every single type of them. I could just eat.
Are you bottomless pit with the dumplings? You can eat
100%.
Yeah,
I can eat so much bigger than my size. I can eat in a sitting the equivalent of like what a 300-pound man eats. No problem. I have outsized appetite.
Yeah. It's good for you, though. It's good for a chef.
It's, running around. I'm always, most of the work that I do physically is just to like keep myself in good enough shape so I can keep doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, you can keep eating.
I keep eating.
You can keep going on these eating
and
calls.
Drinking too. Like I love to drink. I love wine. I love the whole thing. That's why we're in this like, this drives me. I don't understand. Like I just love. Some people in the business, they don't love going out to restaurants or even their own restaurants. I love being in my restaurant. I love going to other people's restaurants. It's just like the part that's so awesome is like just the experiencing.
Yeah.
Is awesome to go to great restaurants. It's if you don't want to do that.
It's such a unique thing. It's like going to the theater and having a meal. I mean, it's all these pleasures wrapped into one.
And it's
people.
awesome.
It's so great.
Right.
Your enthusiasm is felt here, Rich Torrisi. Thank you so much for taking the Resy questionnaire on taste.
Thank you for having me, Matt. I appreciate you.
This is Taste is hosted and produced by Eliza Barbanel and me, Matt Rodbard. The show is edited by lead producer Clayton Gumbert and supervised by Pat Stango, Director of Media Production and Development at Penguin Random House. Thanks to Shalia Harris and the production team at Penguin Random House. Theme music by Steve Rydell. Episode portraits by Louise Zergan Pomeroy. Logo design by Ellie Skirzat and Ian Dingham. Visit Taste online at tastecooking.com and make sure to subscribe to our newsletter to keep updated on all cool things in the world of taste.